Well, the police chief tells me that people gathered here starting at about 9:30 this morning, all in this extreme heat, waiting. Now, when we were live for you about a half hour ago, you saw there were more first responders here on scene. Many of them have packed up and gone back to their respective townships and firehouses. We're told by the police chief that it was about 11:30 when people started falling ill from the heat. At first, they had a call for about 6 people, and then when another 6 needed medical attention, that's when they struck a mass casualty. That brings in first responders from the surrounding townships to be able to help out. There were crews here on scene, but again, they wanted to make sure they had enough to treat everybody. We're told it'll probably be about more than 24 people that needed some sort of treatment here. All these folks were here waiting for the big boy train to arrive, and as you said, it was about an hour late, and the police chief tells me that some people just were not prepared for these extreme conditions.
It depends on what they're like, if they had any other medical issues. The EMS was going to evaluate them and determine whether they just needed to cool. So Reading Tower Health sent one of their, they call it a cooling ambulance. So we were putting patients in there just to try and get them cooled off. Other people went, were beyond that and had to get transported to the hospital.
Now, I did post a story about the heat and it affecting events in the area for July 4th on my Instagram, and some people are asking me, is that going to affect the big boy coming to their neighborhoods? And it should not at this point. But again, it was running about an hour late coming here. So that means if you're out there waiting for it, its next stop is Pottstown, or if you're waiting for it tomorrow, you want to make sure you're prepared. You have plenty of water, bring umbrellas for shade. Also, we're told by EMS workers that if you have any other medical conditions, maybe sit this one out and watch it on Instagram or some other forum, because the heat compared with those other medical conditions can really have an impact, especially on the elderly and small children. The youngest patient, we're told, that was transported to the hospital here, 7 years old. That's the very latest. Reporting live in Muhlenberg Township, Deanna Durante, NBC 10 News.